Hey guys, good to see y'all tonight. I don't know if you noticed the dude on our team call. Very rarely do we have dudes, mostly it's chicks. But anyways, guys, this is my friend. His name is Bryan, but right now he's posing as his lovely blue-haired wife, Tisha. Bryan he's a good friend of mine. He's a professional actor, which all we need to know is movie star, I think is the correct word, right? Movie star? Anyways.
Right.
But I don't even know how many years you've been a coach, Bryan. We started, I think he and
Almost
Tisha.
4.
Almost 4. Okay, so right about the same time I signed up. He and his wife, Tisha, have built an awesome business, an awesome team. So they can both be stay-at-home parents. They've had ups in their business, they've had downs, but and Bryan, you're retired Army, correct? Army, groovy. Okay, so he's a good friend of mine, and he sings. What does this guy
Not as good as Nicole. Not as good as
whatever. It's a different style. It's a different style. Anyway, but tonight, y'all, thank you guys for being on. Bryan is gonna briefly share some of his story. If you want the long, incredible version, he did that on a Dare to Dream team call. You can catch the replay. But he's going to be sharing a little bit about his story and then how to really reconnect with your why if you feel like your business is stagnant. So I'm going to get out of the way. Bryan, thank you and welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, guys. Nicole and I have been on many free vacations together, and point now where we kind of just search for each other in the crowd because we're that close. My name is Bryan Bachman. I am an 8-year Army veteran. I spent my time at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, jumping out of airplanes and shooting guns. That was my job. I was an infantryman. I have 2 combat tours. I've been married for 8 years. I have 2 children who are probably more annoying than your children because it's summer vacation and they'll fight it. They'll fight. Give them anything. They'll fight with it. And I'm an actor now, but I've been a full-time Beachbody coach for almost 2 years, which is really, really cool. I told my story on the Dare to Dream call, but I think if I highlight bits and pieces of it just a little bit, it might give you a little bit of context into what I'm going to tell you. Because if your business is stagnant, I'm gonna have to say that it would probably be yourself, right? Like you are stagnant. It's the reason your business is stagnant. You may be working out every single day, but are the single day, or are you stagnant there? Are you stagnant just a piece of your business? Because in order for this thing to be holistic, it has to be holistic. So the question isn't how, guys. How to build this business, right? I mean, I could sit here and teach you how to run a free group or make a really great Facebook post, which I have a tutorial on how to make great Facebook posts, but that's not the answer because you can Google, how do I become a 15-star diamond coach? And you will find a vast amount of resources, right? But you haven't done that, just rhetorically, right? You haven't done that. Why? That's exactly the answer. Because why you do something important thing and you haven't had a reason to Google, how do I become 15-star diamond coach? Because I need to. I need to do it. Let me explain it to you this way, right? I joined the Army at 18 years old because I really didn't have direction. I didn't have anything I wanted to do. I barely graduated high school. School is not my thing, guys. And I was just like, I didn't even take the SATs, and I was working at a gas station. An Army, I was like a guitar player, emo kid. My hair was like this long, and I was like flipping it all day long. I shaved my head when I joined the Army, and for weeks I sat there with a shaved head, and I did this right here, like this. But I was flipping nothing out of my face, because it was just like this weird habit that everyone was making fun of me for. Like, you had long hair, An Army recruiter walked into my gas. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? He goes, we jump at airplanes and kill people. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he goes, yeah, that's what I do. You can do that? Right? So 2 weeks later, in 2007, I was in basic training. I went to the 82nd Airborne Division. I became a staff sergeant in the Army, which is like a sergeant's the guy in charge. I was in charge of the sergeants, like I was killing it in the time I was in. But a bad thing started to happen in my life. One, I went to combat, hazard part of the job. Right? So that was a whole big thing that I had to deal with in its own respect. But I started to come home and be a stranger in my own home. And that was the part I didn't enjoy. I would come home and I would hear about everybody's day. But I was so freaking tired that that's great. Thank you for informing me of your day. I'm going to nap on the couch now until it's bedtime. Right? Like that was what I did, man. Like when I went to Afghanistan, my little girl was a little girl. And when I came back from Afghanistan, she didn't know who I was. I had been gone, you know? And we had this little daddy doll that had my picture as the face of the doll. And it was like a G.I. Joe camouflaged baby doll. And we called it baby daddy. And she thought that the baby daddy was daddy. And then I was some weird, grotesque, enlarged version of baby daddy. Like, and she like, it was, you know, she was a little baby, but I was kind of like, oh crap. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. I'm 20 years old or something at the time. And then when I went to Iraq, my wife was pregnant with my son and she got very, very sick. Are there anybody here like a medical professional? Anybody in the medical field? She had something called cholestasis. It's where your body thinks that the baby is a foreign antigen, so it tries to kill it. The quickest way to the baby is through the blood. So her body was poisoning the blood of her own body to get to there. So it was killing her and the baby. It's super terrible. And she had to be hospitalized. And I got a Red Cross message while I was in Iraq, which was the worst time of my entire life. And I said, oh my God, I have to go home. They could die. And my commanding officer said, well, they're in the hospital and they're under care right now. So technically it's not life-threatening. So we're going to need you here. And it was at that moment that I realized that the Army cared about the Army more than it cared about my family. And our values just didn't line up anymore. I wanted to choose my family. So I decided I wanted to be a doctor, guys. I wanted to be a doctor, right? It's the kid who hated school, right? Because when I was in the Army, I was a guy who ran around and we shot people, and we had one medic for 40 dudes. But if the medic's the one that gets shot, who's going to fix the medic? So they sent some of the infantry guys who are just gun shooters to the medic school, so they're backup medics. They picked me, and I got to go become a backup medic, and I freaking loved it. I loved everything about being an Army medic. Like, even though I wasn't an Army medic, I was like a backup medic. And I was like, this is awesome. So I got a job as a paramedic on the weekends, right? Just to work on an ambulance and have fun. I had this patient and I picked her up, and she was 40 years old and she had cancer, and she was living in a caretaker home and she couldn't breathe. And I went and we picked her up and we had to take her to the hospital, and we found ourselves in a situation where we were out of our scope of practice. We became a taxi driver. We just needed to get this woman to the hospital because we had no idea what was wrong with her. And that woman died on us. And I quit that next day because I hated the feeling of being absolutely powerless. I couldn't help. I couldn't save her. There was nothing I could do. I sat there and just stared at her like, I got nothing, guys. And nope, none of us had anything. So I decided that's never going to happen to me again. And I'm going to be a doctor. That way I can do anything, right? Like just I'm going to be a doctor. So I went into pre-med. And as I was doing the pre-med program, we started doing this Beachbody thing. And we got this Insanity DVD, sign up for a free coach. And I did. And I got this guy named Roberto Rodriguez. Have you guys ever heard of Roberto Rodriguez? Me neither. He never responded to me. Yeah, never reached out. But Tisha, my beautiful Smurfette, she got Jessica Bowser Nelson, right? Jessica Bowser Nelson, when she was a relatively new coach, mind you. And she reached out and she wanted us to sign up she wanted us to buy her stupid protein shake and all this stuff. We're like, no, get out of here, bro. And we watched her for a year. Oh, I'd be a millionaire right now. I'd be a millionaire if I'd signed up the day she told me to sign up. I just missed that boat just by that 12 months. And we ended up signing up a year later, and I was not supportive, dude. Like, I wasn't like, you're not doing that because I'm the man. Right? Like, I wasn't like that. But I was like, Tisha said, I think I want to do this. And I said, do whatever you want. Just don't come crying to me when you lose all our money. Right? That sound familiar at all? That was me. I was that guy. Okay. So I just, look where we are now. You know how we got here? Because on day one, when she didn't have the support that she wished she had, she did it anyways. She didn't sit in that trouble of my husband really isn't giving this to me. He's not supporting me, but what you're really saying is he's not doing it with me. That's what you're really saying. Let's just take a moment to address the spouse thing, okay? If you worked at a bank, anybody work at a bank? No? Anybody work at a bank? Let's say you worked at a bank and you were a bank teller, right? And every single day you came home and you said, honey, work at the bank was amazing. I loved every second of it. And he goes, oh, it's really great. Good for you. And you go, you need to come work at this bank with me. Like, it'd be great, right? And he goes, no, I've been working at the same place for 10 years. Well, I don't want to work at that bank. And you go, you know what? You don't support my bank job. And that's what a lot of these coaches, it sounds ridiculous when I say it that way, right? But that's what a lot of coaches do. No, you're the bank teller. You go be the bank teller. Now, if you're coming home and you go, honey, let me story what happened at the bank today, and he goes, I don't want to hear about your stupid bank. Now we have a different problem, right? It's a different conversation needs to be had. So if that's you, then something needs to be, or a line needs to be drawn. In your relationship, do your thing. But if he's saying, it's great, honey, do your thing, but no, I'm just going to work out and drink the stupid shake that you're making me drink. I'm not making my friends do this, right? That's normal. That's a normal life, okay? So Tisha is working this business, and she sells a freaking challenge pack after about 2 weeks. And she starts jumping up and down at her computer. She goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, what? She goes, I just sold a challenge pack. I said, I don't know what that is. And she says, I just made $70. I'm in the Army. They don't pay us anything. We're on government assistance. And we're like $10,000 in debt. Like, $70. Like, what'd you just say? Like, what? So I walked over to the computer and I said, what are you doing over here? She goes, I just talk to these people. I find out what they like, and then I just give them a program that helps them get results. I said, huh. I was like, that's easy. I could do that. And I did. And I did do it. But I did it because she was doing it. Because she was doing it. I just happened to see the light faster than most dudes see the light. That's all it is. Okay? So we went at this thing. We busted our butts. And in 18 months, I was able to retire from the Army. We had a 6-figure business and growing. We became like a 10-star diamond coach. We moved to Florida. We brought the family here, and things became awesome. I knew the Army was over for me. I was in school to be a doctor. There was a moment in my business to where there was too much happening in my life. And I realized that Beachbody had to go away. I'm in the Army. I'm a dad. I'm doing, I fight, like I'm doing fighting stuff, you know, like, and I'm working as a paramedic still at the time. And and super full schedule. I'm in school, you know? So we're sitting around one day and I'm like, I guess this Beachbody thing's gonna kind of have to fade away. And we're making like $100 a week, you know, just like a sale a week sort of thing. And we said, man, it'd be crazy. Like, wouldn't it be awesome to like do what Jessica does and like just have to like we could get out of school and just be full-time Beachbody coaches? That'd be crazy. Why can't we do that? And we kind of just stopped for a moment and just, why can't we do that? So I got like, I'm a planner, dude. Like my life was in the Army for a long time. Like things have to be a certain way, you know? And I'm like, hold on. No, we have a plan. This is the way we're doing it. I'm going to school. Tisha's going to be a dental hygienist. I'm going to be a doctor. Like that's our life. That's what we're going to do. And we had it all mapped out. Like I was good, bro. You know? And I was like, hold on. Like this is a good idea, but it's not part of the plan. So we got Jessica on a call just like this back when Zoom was brand new, mind you. And I said, look, I understand that Beachbody's very rah-rah. Everybody's sunshine and rainbows and you're awesome and I'm awesome and everything's so awesome. Dare to Dream had like 600 people in it at the time. You know, it was relatively new. And I said, but this is my life and I have a family to support for. So I want you to kind of cut the crap for a second. And I need to, right now, I'm making like $100 a week with Beachbody, like just commission sales, you know, just selling things. I said, I need to know right now if in 18 months I can replace my income in the Army, which I was making like $1,000 a week in the Army. I said, I need to know, is it possible? Because if it's possible, I can do it. I'm like so stern. I was not a sunshiny and fun as I am today. I was very, very different back then. And I was like, don't BS me. Right. Right. And she starts laughing and she goes, you guys have no idea what's about to happen to your life because of where we already were here. The money wasn't there. We didn't have a team. We had like 8 people beneath us, like we didn't have anything. But I saw this long before I had it. So I went to work, man, and I dropped out of college that day. That day I dropped out of college. Yeah, that day I dropped out of college, and I went to work on this thing. And I text under my desk at work, and I went and go out to lunch, and I sat in my car and I made YouTube videos for my team or posted on Facebook, and we couldn't do live feeds back then. And I just put everything into this. And I'm talking the moment I got home, from about 6, we broke for dinner, and then till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. Every single day. I watched 1 hour of television a week for a year and a half. And that was either Game of Thrones or Walking Dead. And they came on at different times in the year at the same time. So I only watched 1 hour because when one wasn't on, the other was. That's it. So if you want to know what it takes to build a 6-figure business in 18 months, this becomes your life. Kids, wife, friends, it's all gone. My kids sit right there and I say, and I'll go, I'm going to work right now. And I go to work and I go, oh, that's interesting. Thank you. Okay, go play. I'm going to work right now. Right? It's a huge sacrifice. Get out of here, kids. I missed one of them being born because I was in Iraq, right? The other one didn't remember me because I was in Afghanistan, and I'm still sacrificing time with them. Get out of here. No, I'm doing this. I'm trying to build a life for you. Like that sort of thing, right? But I told them, we sat down at the table as a family and we said, I can do this. I can never go to work again. I can be here all the time to take care of you, hang out with you. But in order to do that, I need you to go watch freaking Dora the Explorer, right? And I need you to support me. I want you to ask your mommy how many coaches she signed up this month. Ask her. Make her tell you that it's a 0. So that way you can go, but daddy's supposed to come home. And we brought those kids in on it. And I said, if you guys can do this in 18 months, when I get out of the Army, I'll take you to Disney World. You think they were motivated then? Right? We brought them all on board, the whole family on board for this Beachbody Blue. This is what we're doing. You can go out and do tons of things to make $100,000 a year. But this is it for me. This was me all the way. Work out, help people, get paid, get to be home with the family. No contest, man. This was it. So I hope that I've painted a picture of something that, of course, I went on to build a 6-figure business and came home to my family, right? Because the reason was so strong. I wanted it more than I wanted to scroll Facebook, right? Or more than I wanted to watch any sort of television program or have a date night or let my spouse or let Tisha say, hey, don't work tonight. Let's just hang out together. And I go, you can sit right here. I will sit right here. You can have your computer. I'll have my computer, and we can talk and work at the same time because we have 8 months to go. Put that deadline on it, man. We put a date on it and said, by this day, we will have that money. Or there is no other answer. I dropped out of college. We took the plan B and we made it the plan A. We got rid of plan B. Like, that's why it happened. And if your why isn't, and it doesn't matter what your story is, mind you, that's just my story. But David Ingram is a great example for me because he would call himself a fat, lazy accountant or a fat, lazy white accountant, right? And that was who he was. And he went on to be a 15-star diamond coach, right? But it's his story. And he became so in tune with his story. Because do you think that fat, lazy white accountants telling their story and why they need to be free from whatever they're keeping them weighed down is appealing to a guy who but airplanes and shoot people? Like, it's kind of just like, meh, right? I don't care. But you know who it did appeal to? Other fat, lazy white accountants. Just build vibe, right? I get a whole lot of people who are so pissed off about their work because I was so mad about my work, right? People that are never home with their kids and they resent it. Whole lot of people like that, right? A lot of people who are bodies and minds are broken because my body and mind was broken. So figure out what you are and then own it. Don't try to change it. Own who you are, but aim to be the light in the sea of darkness that is the world, and people will gravitate towards you. I mean, be fake. No, don't be fake. You have bad days. You're allowed to have bad days, but it's not okay to stay down. Does that make sense? So if I take, this will be the last analogy, and then I'm going to help you pin exactly how to find a real reason for you to be here. It's going to be very, very much more in depth than find a why that makes you cry, right? We're going to go past that. The why is the important thing here. If I take a 2x4, and we're going to use Sarah. Hello, Sarah. And Sarah Whitfield, not the other Sarah. There's two Sarahs. Hi. I'm going to take a 2x4. I'm going to lay a 2x4 in front of you. And I'm going to say, Sarah, walk across that 2x4. I'll give you $20. Easiest $20 you ever made in your life, right? But let's say I take that 2x4 and I put it across two skyscrapers. And I go, Sarah, walk across that 2x4. I'll give you $20. Right? Like, no way, man. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. But let's say I take your kids, your husband, your mom, your dog, and I put them on the other side of the 2x4 and I tie them up. And then I set that building on fire. I give you a knife. Hey, Sarah, walk across that 2x4. Are you going to walk across it? I didn't offer you $20 though. What changed? Why do I have to cross this? And if family's the most important thing in your life, you're going to do anything. And for me, family was the most important thing in my life as well. But if you can find a reason to do something, you'll do anything. Being a Beachbody coach is easy. Easy. Do this crap every single day. You breathe every single day. You brush your teeth every single day. You shower every single day. Do this every single day, and you will grow a really awesome business. I don't hope. I don't pray. I don't wish. I know. I know that if you do these things every single day, your businesses grow. Like I know when I walk into a dark room, I instinctively reach for a light switch. Why? Because I know that a light will come on if I find it. That is the same mentality I bring into this business. I know all I have to do is do this stuff that I don't want to do. I don't want to do. I want to get told no. I don't want to get laughed at. I don't want to get trolled on the internet. I don't want my wife to say you're ignoring me again. I know that if this happens, I get this. And if you do that, magic things start to happen. So here's the first question that I want you to participate with me. And you can write it in a notes on your notepad that you have either in front of you or on your phone or on your keyboard or whatever. 5 questions. Not questions, 5 parts. 1, what do you want? What do you want? I want to help people. I want to bring my spouse home. I want to build a orphanage in Ethiopia, which are probably all lies, by the way, which is why I use those. That's hard. And that is exactly why you haven't built the business that you want so bad. Because you don't want to build that orphanage. You don't want to help people more than you want to watch Netflix, more than you want to sleep in, more than you want to do whatever you're doing to fill your day. You don't. Does it make you a bad person? Maybe. But you're not as good or noble as you think you are, because I want to help people isn't working. Or you'd be a 15-star diamond coach. Ruth Schroner did it in 3.5 years. Like, what's stopping any of us from being a 15-star diamond other than a reason to get it? What you want in this first part needs to be unbelievably selfish. I want to build a $500,000 house. I want a boat. I want to quit my job. What do you want? Figure that out and think about it, because next I'm going to disprove it right away. The next question is why you want it. Why? Why do you want a $500,000 house? Because you're selfish? No. I want a $500,000 house because I spent my entire life moving. I went to 13 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 7 high schools. Yeah. My mom was an adulterer you wouldn't believe. My father isn't my real father. Didn't find out till I was 23 years old. Right? I never had that, this is home. My children will never feel like that. We're going to build the biggest freaking home ever, and their life is never going to be what I had to experience. Suddenly $500,000 home doesn't seem so right? And even if it still does, it doesn't matter, because to me, it's the only thing that I can do, right? It's the only thing that has to happen now. It has to happen. Otherwise, they're going to have the same life that I had. And I went to a lot of schools, guys. You know what the worst part about a new school? Lunchtime. Because where do you sit? The worst thing when you're in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, lunchtime. When you're going to your 4th new school of that year, like, it's bad. What do you want? Why do you want it? What are you willing to sacrifice to get there? Just meditate for just 6 seconds on that. What are you willing to sacrifice to get there? You got it? If the answer is not everything, then you have to go back to step number 1. See how this is suddenly not an easy exercise? You have to find something so unbelievably selfish and a reason that is so unbelievably powerful that suddenly nothing else, not even time with your kids, is more important than this thing. And if they can give you 18 months of my freaking computer, like, all the time, don't go hide in your room and be on the computer. Sit on your couch and be on the computer, on your phone. Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, you got to talk to me? What do you want? That's really awesome. I'm really proud of you. That's really cool. I'm going to do this right now, though, because we got a trip to Disney World to do, right? I got you, right? And then back to work. What do you want? Why do you want it? What are you willing to sacrifice to get there? Super important. Number 4, bring them all on board. My husband doesn't want me to buy this challenge pack. What? Oh my God, you told me if you are sitting here and you're doing this right and you're talking to somebody and they tell you, I just want to lose some weight. And your first question to them, by the way, should be, why? You've lived your entire life fat. Why now? And I need that. Me as their coach, I need that information. Because when things get hard, I need to be able to say, Gladys, you told me that you hate the person looking back at you in the mirror, that your husband hasn't touched you in 5 years. Like, you're tired? You think you're tired now? What are you going to feel like 20 years from now? Like, no. Go push play on your workout. What are you being? You're being lazy. You're forgetting the mission here. You're beautiful, and we're going to bring that beauty right out of you, right? And they'll be like, my spouse doesn't support me in this Beachbody business. And then have you told them why you're here? Or did you say, I want to be this Beachbody coach because it'd be great to, like, get my hair done or to bring you home. Like, it'd be so amazing. No, I've been working at the same job for 15 years. I'm fine. I mean, yeah, that'd be great, but no, I got to go to work. And now I'm at work all day and now you're on your phone again. Ugh. But if you tell your spouse, I'm going to build a $500,000 house because of the reason that I told you, but in order for that to happen, I have to sit on this stupid phone. And not only do I need to sit on this phone, I need your support, not you to do it with me. You give a crap and ask me how many people have signed up this month and throw this $500,000 house back in my face if I don't do it. Right? Does that make sense, guys? And I'm just about done, Nicole. I got you. Yeah. Right? And you get this and you're going, and you get them on board. What kind of spouse would go, oh, you hate the person you're looking back in the mirror? That's dumb. You're dumb. No, you're not buying that. Right? And that's the problem with why people don't tell me no when I sell challenge packs anymore. Because I pull such a reason out of them that I say, have you told your spouse why you want to buy this? No, I haven't, right? Do you want me to tell them? Do you want to do like a 3-way call, or do you want to tell them and then I'll talk to you in an hour? Yeah. Yeah. That's why I've hit Success Club every single month for 45 months or something ridiculous, stupid like that, right? Just some months it's 20 Success Club points, some months it's 6, but it happens because it has to happen. Like the light switch, baby. Every single month that light switch goes on because that's how you build a business. Number 5, the final step you're going to do after you bring everyone on board is I want you to tell your success partner or to tell your coach So if you're my person and I'm going to help you get to what you want and why you want it and what you have to sacrifice, and you're bringing everybody on board, I'm going to say to you, what do you want me to do when you stop? What do you want me to do when things get hard? Because they're gonna, and you're not going to want to message anybody today. But what do you want me to do as your coach? Because I can give you your space and back off. I can be your cheerleader. You got this, Sarah. You said you wanted it. I believe in you. Or I can hurt your feelings. Sarah, you said that your husband is going to leave you if you don't start bringing in an income. And that was unacceptable to you. And you said you were going to build this business, but you're not building crap, dude. So apparently you don't want him to stay that much. Prove me wrong. How can I help you, period, build your business, dude? Right? Not how can I help you build your business? Because I'm building my business, dude. Like I got my own business to build. I'm taking time out of my week to be here to help you build your business because it's one big happy family. But how can I help you, period? It's actually a question mark, I guess. Go build your business. But if you take those 5 things, wrap them all up, and you figure out those answers, man, you figure out those answers. And then you don't want to. Nobody wants to. You skip it. You skip it on your getting started right calls. Okay, so the first thing we're talking about is Emerald Success Club. And, we got to find your why. Oh, why are you here? Oh, I want to help people. Okay, well, that's kind of like a surface level why. So we're going to want to go a little deeper than that. But so let me explain to you the comp plan real quick. We'll come back to that, but you never do. The why is why they stay, right? Because the why is why you cross the 2x4. It's the most uncomfortable thing. And every single time, I guess for the last year, maybe a little bit longer, I've had a getting started right call with somebody. I've made them cry. Every single time, right? Every single time. Not because I'm a jerk and I yell at you, right? Because I ask you questions that you don't want to ask yourself. What do you want? Why? Are you willing to sacrifice everything? Not going to do it then. You'll fail. You'll fail at this. You'll fail at this, and then you'll quit. Go back to the life you had before. And if that was fine, if that's fine with you, that's cool, But if you say you want this, then you're going to have to find a real reason to show up. That's scary. A scary call, right?
Yeah, I know, but I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's good stuff. And you guys, I'm warm and fuzzied, so this is hard for me, guys. But we all grow. We all need to grow in different areas. But hey, Bryan, thank you. I wish we had time for questions because I have questions, but let's hop over to Dare to Dream because who knows what Jessica Badger Nelson has up her sleeve, and then Doug Hayward's chipping in too. So Bryan, thank you. Dude, you rock. You guys, I'll post this. He also has a YouTube video, Getting Started. I've used it myself numerous times with these 5 parts. It's great, especially when you're getting a new coach started right. So thanks, everybody.